lights might go out, but we don't. This is your guide, your neighbor in the know, your host, Big Dave. Back to the basics.
And welcome into Back to the Basics. Yes, I am kicked back in my chair just like I like it. And we have a great show planned out. I don't know if it'll be tonight's show, but we have a great show planned for one of these days. Hopefully it's tonight's show or today's show. We got Miss Ann Eubank and we got Mr. Wayne. Mr. Wayne, how are you?
How are y'all?
How y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
How y'all doing all up in the house? Why does and let me go ahead and introduce Miss Ann. Everybody knows Mr. Wayne. He's the co-host. Ann Eubank. I'm not going to be like Scott. It's not Eubanks. I don't know why he does that every day on the show when you're there. It's Ann Eubank, not Eubanks. I don't know why he does that, but you can hear her. You can hear her on the Scott Beeson Show in Birmingham on 92.5, and down in Montgomery on News Talk 93.1. Usually on Thursdays for conspiracy. Oh, you've changed it.
Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah,
it's Wednesday or Thursday. A lot of times she comes on Thursdays for Conspiracy Thinker Thursday, but here lately the conspiracies have come true, so we don't really do Conspiracy Thinker Thursday on Scott Beeson Show anymore.
Absolutely not.
But that's okay. So how are you doing, Wayne? You ready to get this thing going?
Yeah, I'm feeling much better these days. Yeah,
good. You don't look any better. Miss Ann Miss Ann.
I was like, uh-oh. Can you doctor this up?
Yeah, you look better today. I was worried about you last time.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's funny, Miss Ann. I did an avatar of me and him. And he texts me back and he goes, I look better in the avatar than I do in real life. I'm like, okay, well, if that's what you think, you're good.
Big time.
But Miss Ann is here because we didn't finish up 2 weeks ago with her because she did not have a chance to talk about a couple of the things that I wanted to talk about. Number one was Project Bluebeam.
Yep.
And then there was another one that Scott didn't let you finish talking about, and that was the Mark of the Beast. That was a part of all of that. I mean, we don't have to get into everything, but the Bluebeam project is Project Bluebeam, correct?
Right. Project Bluebeam was first reported by the Canadian journalist Serge Monast sometime in the 1990s, where he was doing some research into these conspiracy UFOs. He was a ufologist, which I didn't know they had a name for people who studied UFOs, but that's what they call them, ufologist. So he came up with this idea that at some point in time, with the technology that we have, there's going to be what we call a false flag in the conspiracy theory land. And it's supposedly an operation by the globalists, the World Economic Forum, the United Nations, all of the Illuminatis.
Oh yeah.
All of those people who want to control the world. Once the technology is developed, and we are very close to it, that all of a sudden there will start being earthquakes, and this is phase one, in which we have started having lots of reported earthquakes. Well, now the question is, were we always having those earthquakes as the normal procedure of the earth moving around California, Arizona? We've even had one in Birmingham.
Yeah,
that
we've had a
was-
few here in
Yeah,
Birmingham, in Alabama here lately.
yeah. Ruffner, I remember when we lived in Huffman, there was an earthquake that came straight down Ruffner Mountain,
Mm-hmm.
the Appalachians, because Ruffner Mountain's the end of the Appalachians. And my
Right.
house happened to sit right there, and it just about rocked me out of bed.
Wow.
Yeah, that was really weird.
I bet it was.
I would not want to live in California.
No. Well,
So
there's a
then,
bunch of reasons. It ain't just earthquakes the reason I don't want to live there. But
um, my cousin lives there, and he all the time wants me to come out there. I said, nope. About the time I get there, it'll crack and fall off in the sea, and I just don't want to be there when that happens, because I know that's going to happen. So during these earthquakes, I mean, all over the world, the Ring of Fire, Israel, there'll be a bunch of historic, archaeological, religious, so-called artifacts will show up that nobody ever knew about.
Mm.
And it's going to kind of turn our beliefs upside down. So that's what he called phase one. So phase two is going to be the global light show. And we're already seeing where they can put holograms up into the air, or drones. If y'all saw that Japanese drone, unbelievable light show that they put on, where you think you're seeing religious figures. Like in America, it will be Jesus. In India, it's going to be a Hindu god.
Then there's Buddhist
Japan,
and all
yeah,
that.
it's going to be gods all over, and everybody will see their God, but this will happen globally all at the same time.
Well, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
Now, when everybody's going to see their God,
Yeah.
does that mean, and I don't really get political on this show, does that mean Hillary will see herself up in the sky? She's going to be sitting there looking and going, oh, look, a beautiful picture of me up here.
She's probably going to see the Antichrist, because I think that's who she worships.
Oh,
Probably
man.
so.
Yeah.
Probably so.
So
Don't let her hear you.
sorry, this is going to cause massive global chaos,
Right.
because everybody thinks it's the second coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to get I'm going to get into it. Palantir, who developed the digital, what we call dome, all
Yeah.
over linking the satellites to form a digital dome. So that part's already done. The hologram, I don't think, is prepared for global use all at the same time, but we are very close to it, because they can do it in certain areas, and it's been done already. So that will be the second phase, where all of the people think it's the second coming and it's going to cause chaos. And then during this, they're going to come out with the telepathic, the sound waves, where everybody will think that they're hearing from their God. And it's going to go directly into your brain. Well, that was kind of used when we hit Venezuela, because if you read any of the articles about the people who were on the ground in Venezuela, they had sonic telepathic airwaves actually put people down so that they were unable to even fire a shot.
Wow.
That's a trip. Now you're starting
Wow.
to get into some stuff that,
You go see my door's locked.
right? I mean, come on.
Wow.
It's one of these things where you
Wow.
and you wonder, and I know this is crazy, but it came across one of my feeds the other day, and it was a beanie that had aluminum inside of it.
I looked at that very seriously, but they were $88 a piece, and I'm
Right?
still thinking about it because I'm not sure it'll work. But there's a reason that we have tinfoil hats.
Right. Well, and that's what I was getting at. It's crazy because everybody always go, oh, yeah, that's just tinfoil hat people, tinfoil hat. Well, there might be something to this
Exactly.
tinfoil hat stuff.
That scientifically, it would keep a sonic beam from reaching. Same thing as a Faraday bag.
Right. But let
Same.
me ask you this. The only, and I know I want to kind of break this down just a little bit.
Okay.
If it's just on the head part, it would still come in under it. Would you not need a whole mask part
Uh,
for the
I
whole
don't.
thing? That's the I know we're in out there land when it comes to this stuff, but
Well, I think your brain stem would probably be more exposed. I guess it's a matter of where your receptors are. Would it be in the ear?
hmm,
Would it be on the in your frontal lobe? Would it be in the
yeah,
stem? You know, I,
I don't know.
I don't.
I don't know.
That's way deeper than I looked.
Well, we're going to talk more about this when we come back from break. This is very interesting. It's very scary, and it's part of what I consider the prepping part of what we all need to do. All right, guys, when we come back, we're going to talk with Miss Ann a little bit more, and we will be back right after this.
Oh, whoa. Got the breeze blowing like mercy on tap.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Basics with Big Dave. Kind of a little different show today. We've got Miss Ann that's talking to us about Project Bluebeam, and this kind of goes to. I know a lot of people go, "Oh, this doesn't have anything to do with prepping," but it really does, because if you don't, if you think about it this way, you better have your heart right.
Right.
You better be praying. You better be in the Word. You better be thinking about the end days. You know, so Miss Ann, take it away. Finish up what you were talking about.
Okay, so during what there's going to be a lot of people think that it's the second coming. It's going to cause chaos. Those who don't are not religious may think it's UFOs, an attack from some other country, and it's just going to be total chaos. So that's when the world government steps in so they can fix the problem and take over everything and total control. And you have to bend. It's just kind of like the Antichrist. You have to bend a knee.
Well,
Um,
wasn't the pandemic a beginning to see what they could get away with?
right,
Or
exactly.
that it is to me. I
Yeah,
think that they were trying to see how far they could push people, uh, and try to, you got to wear a mask here, you got to wear a mask here. I got in so much trouble by not wearing masks. I mean,
So,
I've never been one of these that have followed the mainstream. Yeah, I
yeah,
do on some stuff, but when it comes to my health or my family or anything like that, I kind of like to go. I like to row my boat way over here while
right.
everybody else is rowing their boat way over there.
Yeah. So during the pandemic, um, there was a percentage of us, they said it was less than 10%, and they know who we are. And so they're like,
Mm.
okay, but now that the truth has come out, there's probably going to be a bigger percentage that won't fall for it the next time, but
You think
they
so?
will. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think so. I think a
I
lot of
think I
people,
think one of them's way over there on
Mhm.
the other end. I
yeah,
think his eyes are being opened more and more every day.
I was going to I was going to bring that up. Now I will be very cautious from now
right,
on. That was a
right.
great test for me. That was great, except for I did take the shot, and now I'm
Sorry.
having a lot of problems. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but you
and then
you you only took it once, right? Or did you?
the
Uh,
two main
you
ones.
took two, but I mean, there's people out there that took six and
I know
seven.
in
Yeah,
a
So,
day.
I mean, I never took one.
me neither.
Me and Wayne's talked about this off air. I never took it. I'm a pureblood, as that's what I consider myself. But the masks and all that
Nope.
stuff, but I mean, we'll go ahead with the blue beam
Yeah. Sorry about
Okay.
instead of we don't need to
So
get on the pandemic again.
that. Sorry.
So those of us who won't accept what's going on will be tortured, killed, enslaved. They'll drag us in and experiment on us. I mean, it's going to be bad.
Really? You
If that
think so?
oh yeah,
I
those
mean, okay, in other countries, not here in the U.S.
oh yeah, because
Really?
because the new world order will be in control.
Mm.
So Trump will be gone. Trump won't. Trump won't survive. He's going after the Fed,
Mhm.
and he's really just dismantling the WEF and the UN. But they are in
Well, the
panic
UN,
mode.
from what I heard the other day, is broke as can be. We're the only
Mhm.
thing that's keeping them
Yeah.
going.
Right, and so they're going to be in panic mode, and it'll be if this when this happens, it'll be total chaos. And even those of us, those in Washington D.C. who don't understand, they will take over the government, and they will
Mm.
be in control. So, um, back in November in New Jersey and D.C., they had all those so-called drones that nobody knew where they were from.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, um, the theory is from those of us who try to keep up with it is that was our military uh, testing to see how we would react to that. And the reason is if you looked at where they were seen the most, it's generally around military bases,
Mhm.
UFOs. This big deal about what's the big rock that's coming at us.
Oh, I know which one you talk
Yeah, I
about.
can't remember its name.
Oh,
Um,
another. Oh,
oh, anyway, it's one something or the other. Uh, so uh, NASA is going to be involved in a lot of what is going to happen. We're not to the point of being able to do holograms globally. So who knows how long it's going to take. But the reason people believe this is because it was spelled out in Revelations.
Oh yeah.
And so those of us without scales on our eyes have to be aware of what is the truth. And that's going to be the hard part, is trying to determine, is this our government, the new world order, you know, doing this to cause the chaos so that they can take over, or is it truly the second coming? And I think God is gonna, there's gonna be a percentage of us that is gonna be able to tell the truth, but the vast majority will not.
Yeah. I believe it. I think it. One of them was is 31 Atlas
Oh
RC
yeah,
slash 25N1.
yeah, that one.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
I was
that rock.
paying attention, but I was looking that up too.
Oh, that rock. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
big
that
rock.
rock.
Yeah,
That's a big asteroid.
yeah.
It's coming
So,
for us. I hadn't heard that.
well, they keep hyping it up. I don't think it's going to get close enough to destroy the Earth, but they keep saying it doesn't act like a regular asteroid, that it does strange maneuvers. And I guess their attitude is, well, if we can play it like it's a UFO invasion, you know, if we need that, we've already played it up, so you know we can use that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But that's Project Bluebeam, is they
Okay.
will be able to hologram into the air and make everybody think we're in big trouble.
That
So they can
is
take
amazing. I mean, are we going to have to send somebody out and do like Armageddon, the movie, you know, to blow it up, or uh,
Oh, yeah.
uh,
It's
who
pretty
would?
big. You could land a bunch of them on there. It's a big rock. It's so hey,
Hey, I
you know,
mean, well,
I think that movie actually had truth behind it, because I think NASA had as a program where that they were working to see if that was viable.
yeah.
Yeah.
All
That was a
right.
good
Let me
movie.
ask you this question:
Okay.
Panama Canal. Do we still own it, or we
No,
the Chinese got it?
the Chinese have been removed since Marco Rubio went down there when he was made Secretary of
Hmm.
State.
Mm-hmm.
The Chinese had a lease at both ends that they were paying Panama, and Panama stopped that lease and have told them that there is basically going to kick them out when it's, and I don't know the exact date, I'd have to look it up, but they no longer control um, both ends
I
of it.
mean, after we spent all that money and all them people died uh, building it,
Yeah,
the U.S. built, you
yes, we
know,
did.
my problem with it is, and I don't know, I was reading an article and I seen a couple of videos. Um, we're fixing to have a rice shortage.
Mm.
I
Mm-mm.
think, I mean, they're saying in a lot of the retail people in the stores and stuff will ask for it, you know, how they'll do their thing and say, I need 50 bags of rice. They're only sending them, you know, like 20.
Is that because all the preppers are buying up the rice and
No,
storing it?
that has to, I wish it was, because that would make me feel better on people that are getting prepared. But one of the things that it was talking about is that we're not growing as much overseas as in India and all that, which I want to do a lot more research, and then I want to have a show completely on that. About there's a bunch of stuff that is we're going to be getting short, and I wanted to look at it because I was wondering, did the Panama Canal have something to do with some of the shortages? Because you got people that have to bring ships through the Panama Canal to get our stuff to the west side,
Yeah.
of the U.S. We
Well,
don't have that. We don't have that many places on the east side of the U.S. ports and stuff to be able to unload a whole lot of stuff.
Could
right.
it be the tariffs kicking
Uh,
in?
I wouldn't think so. I don't think there's a tariff on rice. Maybe there is. I don't.
I
But
don't
I
know.
went through the canal on February in February of 2020,
Right.
and all the way from the Caribbean all the way to the Pacific. And there were ships lined up as far as you could see to get through the canal.
Mm,
And during COVID, they slowed it down.
right. All right, guys. We're fixing to have to go to break, and when we come back, we got some more stuff. And trust me, toward the end of the show, we're going to start talking about canning because I need to tell Miss Ann what all I've canned from last week to this week.
Oh,
And I mean, and it's a pretty good bit. All right, guys, we'll be back right after this. All right, welcome back to the Basics. We got Mr. Wayne, got Miss Ann. I got to put her in the middle. She makes us look good.
Sandwich.
Sandwich. We got a sandwich, Miss Ann.
yeah, I got it.
Well, last Sunday,
Yep.
I had one of my favorite days. We talked about it. We were on the show and had to fill in for Discover Alabama Saturday on his Captain Ken's 3:00 show. And we talked about it. Well, before I went there, I left here and I went to Restaurant Depot and I got,
Where is that?
do you know where Walmart is on Lakeshore?
Yes.
It's across the street over there where Books a
Oh,
Million
okay.
used to be.
Used to be
It's called,
a grocery store.
it's called Restaurant Depot and it supplies everything for a restaurant.
Ooh.
It's
Well, you
huge.
can go in there and you can get stuff. A lot of them you have to have a day pass.
Yeah.
Well, this one you don't. You just go in. Well, I went in and I bought 40 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast. 40 pounds for $1.65 a pound.
Wow.
Yes. I bought that Saturday, and you know how cold it was Saturday.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
I just left it in the back of the truck at the radio station as a refrigerator.
Yeah.
It was in the truck. I also bought 10 pounds of Angus ground beef.
How much was that?
$4.61 a pound.
Wow. It's $5 to $7 everywhere else.
The grocery store I go to, chicken breast is $2.99 a pound.
Yep. Yep.
Well, Sunday, I started at 8:00 in the morning, and I got through about 8:30 Sunday night, and I pressure canned all 40 pounds, cut it up, put it in jars, and let me tell you, it is beautiful sitting on the shelf. I had 30 jars, and out of all 30 jars, I had one that didn't seal. That's pretty good ratio.
I, I did not
Yeah.
know you could pressure can chicken.
Yeah.
So how do you do that?
Okay. What I
Describe
do is
pressure
I
pound.
I take my chicken and I put it on a cutting board and I cut it into little 1-inch strips and everything, and I pack it as tight as I can into a jar. I do
Okay.
pints and quarts. I do quarts for when we have all the kids and everybody over. I do pints for just us here at night
Right.
or during the day. And then I take it, wipe your rims with vinegar, put it on fingertip tight, put it in, and then you pressure can it for 90 minutes.
Wow.
And for us around here in Birmingham, it's 10 pounds of pressure.
10 and
anybody
not
else.
15.
No, not 15.
10.
15 is a different altitude than us.
Okay.
Around here in our part of Alabama, we are 10 pounds of pressure. And I had one jar that didn't seal, and I had one jar left over from the other 10 jars that I did a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, up on the shelf now, I have 30 jars of chicken.
Wow.
I have 6 jars of beef broth, of chicken broth. And I told Wayne the other day, I used 2 of it because I did my own chicken broth with me and Wayne we use the rotisserie chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You eat what you want, then you throw it into your crock pot, put you some onions, celery, and carrots in it, and you just let it sit there and simmer. I let mine simmer for 24 hours.
Wow.
And in fact, in the kitchen right now, I have, I went to Publix because Wayne found them. Over in the freezer section, you can get beef bones,
Oh,
and you can buy them. They were like $7.50 for like 8 of them. I took half of them out, put them in the crock pot, took my onions, carrots, celery, um, put a little basil in it on this one, Wayne, and I put pepper in it, and I put it on this afternoon, and it'll be ready tomorrow afternoon, which will be Friday afternoon. And guess what I'll be doing tomorrow night? I'm
canning.
gonna be canning me some beef broth.
So you didn't put any broth or any water in your chicken before you pressure. It's just plain chicken in the jar.
It makes its own broth.
Wow.
That's true.
I have to. We buy a lot of chicken because my daughter could eat chicken 3 times a day, 7 days
Well,
a
I'll
week.
tell you what, when we go to break here in just a minute, we go to break at 39.
Yeah.
I will go in the kitchen and grab a jar and bring it
Okay.
in here and show it to you.
Show and tell.
Yeah, show and tell. But I do my, I find sirloin, top sirloin roasts.
Yeah.
I only buy them when they're on sale. When I
Right.
find one, I bring it home, and I have a 9.5 quart electric canner. So if I'm going to do a small batch, I do it in it.
Yeah.
If I have a big batch, I put my big girl pot on the stove, and I pressure can on the stove. Well, Sunday I had both of them going.
Wow.
I had both of them going. I even made me some beef tallow in a crock pot. At Restaurant Depot, I bought 5 pounds of sharp cheddar cheese. So I split it up and put it in Food Saver and put it up. I think tomorrow I got to do 5 pounds of, I got 5 more pounds of cheese. What was it? Pepper jack. I got pepper jack. I got to cut it up and get it in Food Saver bags so that you can just pull one out and use
Right.
it. But I did that, and I'm gonna tell you, I am having more fun after last year of not being able to can stuff. This year, my wife looks at me and she goes, what are you doing?" I said, "I am making up for last year." I
Wide
said,
open.
"We are not going to get in the bind where we don't have stuff on that shelf in the
That-
pantry."
Yeah. It's going to
And
happen. It's going to happen. And, we keep saying dominoes and prepare. Those are the 2 words.
yep.
We don't know when it's going to happen, but we know it is going to happen.
Well, and my sister this afternoon asked me, she goes, "When do you be done with all that?" I said, "You're never done with it." I said, "We eat through the pantry." So I pull it to the front and I put the new to the back. But I also did, Miss Ann, the other night, 5 jars of pasta sauce, spaghetti sauce. And I have my recipe here. I got to type up.
Yeah.
And I did it. And then last night I did 4 jars of potatoes. 4 quarts of potatoes, and we used one of them tonight because I had never done potatoes before. So I cooked one tonight, and I made homemade hamburger helper.
Okay. So describe how you canned your potatoes, because I was under the impression you cannot.
You can. There is USDA. I mean, there's in the book, it tells you how to can potatoes in this book.
Okay. I need to get
But
that book.
okay, but I didn't can it the way they talk about in here. I
Oh,
did a I did a rebel can. I cut it up. I left the. I told you
you
I don't
don't
go
play.
by. I don't play like the alphabet soup people talk about.
That's right.
But I cut my potatoes up into real small, you know, real small, half inch by half inch, and
Okay.
I stuffed them in the jars after I soaked them and let them get a lot of the starch out. And
Okay.
then I put them in the jars and I put a pat of butter on top, and I wipe the rim, boop, stick them in the canner. I don't put any water or anything in them.
Uh, skin on or skin off? Skin
Skin
on.
on.
Okay.
The ball and all them say no skin,
Yeah.
but
I
it's
thought,
like Patrick with who was that? Patrick with Homestead, um, Mountain Heart Homestead.
Right.
He came. I interviewed him, and he said, "You're telling me I can't can potatoes with the skin on, but I can take raw chicken and put it in a jar and can it." Something's not the methodology of this is
Yeah.
not it's
That
not
there.
working.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
I did that. We cooked them tonight. I just cooked them because I wanted to taste them
yeah.
because I was doing the homemade hamburger helper, which turned out good too. But I'm telling you, they were awesome. My family in here, we have this thing every time I do something new, I go high, medium, or low. And what I'm talking about is the rotation.
Right.
The rotation of how often do you want to have it? You
yeah.
Yeah.
know, I've had a couple of mediums, but the most of them are high.
Yeah.
And this tonight, the potatoes and the homemade hamburger helper was everybody at the table said high rotation,
Yeah.
high rotation.
So my daughter complains because the thing we don't use all of the most are potatoes and onions. So if I can potatoes before they go bad, um, that will save her from yelling at me.
Well,
Bef-
and the funny thing is, I know we're fixing to go to break, but and we'll talk about it on the other side, and I'll explain to you 2 different ways that I'm doing my potatoes now, and so we'll talk about that on the other side, and then we're going to talk a little bit about um, bread and stuff like that. My wife found an Amish bread that she wants me to try.
oh, okay.
All
Yeah.
right, guys, we are going to head out to break. We are back because we are back to the basics. That's what we go by here. We are back to the basics, and we are talking about canning. I was telling Miss Ann and Wayne, what was your question, Wayne, just a second ago?
About the canning the potatoes.
The French
When I
fries.
French
Oh
French.
yeah,
fries.
the French fries.
Whenever
Well,
she made French fries.
yes, you can do French fries. Now, if you follow It's Jen Again on TikTok, she water baths everything. She does it the old Amish way.
Yeah.
Amish water bath everything from an hour to 2 hours to 3 hours. Um, and she does, if you think about the people overseas in the UK, Australia, and all that, they don't have the USDA telling them that no, you got to do it this way. Well, it's my house, my rules, in my kitchen. But I took, I take my potatoes and I cut them up and I will vacuum seal them. Miss Ann, I'll take them and put them in a vacuum sealer and suck
Okay.
all the air out. You know what a food saver
Yeah, I got
vacuum
one.
saver?
I have two. I have two.
Okay, well, I take them and I put them in that, and I'll vacuum seal them, and I'll throw them into the freezer. Uh, I, s-
And
I store them
okay,
that way.
so they don't turn brown. What do you do to keep them from
Mm,
turning brown?
mhm.
I take the air out. The
And
air's
that's
what get
Uh,
the
oh,
air's what
okay.
turns them brown. You know,
Okay.
that's like when you're cutting them up, you use water so
Right.
that they're not in the air. I do the same thing, and then I just take them and put them in, and then if I want to, I thaw them out, and I can make mashed potatoes or whatever out of that. But since last night, I did the first 4 quarts that I'd ever done, and when I pulled it out, and I took some bacon grease, put it in a skillet, and poured them out on top of that and fried them babies.
Yeah.
And they were good. It's just like if you
Yeah.
were having eggs and breakfast.
yeah.
They are the perfect little little potatoes
Ha-
to have.
Hash brown. Yeah.
Yeah, they're hash browns. But I love doing that. Oh, I didn't go get one of them cans. I'll show you as soon as we get done. But but I've got so many daggum stuff that I'm doing. The other night, my wife, uh, well, Sunday when I was doing that 10-hour marathon um, of canning the 40 pounds of chicken, my wife comes in and goes, "Hey, you know what I want next?" And I said, "Nope. What are you wanting? What are you wanting me to do next?" And she goes, "I want pasta sauce."
Mm.
So the way I do my pasta sauce is I cheat a little bit. I buy a number 10 can of crushed tomatoes.
Oh.
4 years ago.
Yeah, well, and in fact, yeah, the can that I opened the other night was 4 years old.
Oh.
Uh, wasn't a thing wrong with it. There was nothing wrong with it. The expiration is Best Buy is by then,
Yeah.
but I buy the crushed tomatoes because the manufacturer did all the hard work for me by getting the skins off.
Yeah. That's when I use my tomatoes to make tomato sauce. Uh, taking the
Man.
skin off was the worst part.
Exactly.
It was
And I get
terrible.
so frustrated with that. So
Yep.
I cut the corner and I will buy me some more number 10 can crushed tomatoes. But then I take it and I pour them into the pot. But, and then after a while, I'm sure you have an emergent blender.
I have a blend. I have two blenders, but I don't know what an emergent blender is.
It's the one you
Oh,
stick
the
down
little
into
one.
the pot.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have one of those. Yes.
Yes. Well, I put mine down in there and I put all my seasonings in there, which is Italian seasonings, the pepper, salt, garlic powder, onion powder. I put some sugar in there and oregano.
Huh.
And I mix it up and I take that emergent blender and I go to town because I do not like tomatoes. I know that sounds weird.
Now my husband hates them. Will not eat them.
Even in
Does
spaghetti
not like
sauce,
mayonnaise either, and he's Southern.
Wow.
I need to
Yeah.
come
There's
talk to him.
there's something wrong with him.
I need to come talk to him. I don't like tomatoes either.
And
I
he
like
doesn't.
them in pasta sauce. I love salsa, but I don't
Yeah.
like just putting a tomato on my sandwich or anything like that. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
But uh, my
I've been
wife's coworker, go ahead, Wayne.
I've been doing some canning. Um, since you didn't get your chicken to show us that you said you was gonna do,
Yeah.
I'll show you my canning. I've been doing,
Okay. All right.
and I labeled it too, and it's
Uh,
got a date on it.
got a
I'm
date
ready.
and label. There you go.
I'm ready for the first 30 minutes with no power.
That's right. Well, you know, and a lot of this stuff, I'm trying to get Wayne. He did some bone broth, some
Yeah.
broth this week.
I got the
Wow.
rice and the beans and the. I don't
But
forget.
he did some bone broth that he did in the crock pot and let it cook, and he because he's trying to do a little bit better, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, you know. It's
Well, we
I
better
seen it.
learn how, because when it hits the fan, those of us that have learned are going to have a lot of people needing to learn.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I was looking at this lady the other day, and she said nothing in her pantry that none of her jars have a barcode on them. So none of her jars have a barcode, so they can't be recalled. There's no
Oh, wow.
recalling out of her pantry. There's no recalling out of my pantry. You know, I can tell you everything that's in every one of them jars that, you know, a lot of people, you can't recall something that you made at the house.
That's
And
right. So, I'm going to have to do some potatoes, because that's our big thing around here. We buy lots of potatoes, and last year I ended up planting a bunch of them, just cutting them up and putting an eye in the ground. But you can't do all of them like that. So
no, I'm going to do my next thing that I'm going to do is I want to can some sweet potatoes.
Ooh.
yeah, I like
Especially some sweet potato fries,
Yeah.
and then pull them out and fry them up and eat them. You know, I mean, I'm trying all different kind of stuff that I haven't tried before, especially canning wise.
right.
I've done some canning.
Yeah.
This year, my wife wants me. I've done green beans and stuff like that, but purple hull peas and field peas.
Yep.
My father-in-law even requested them. So
Well, I grow
Wayne,
those in my backyard and can everything that I grow.
how do you do your field peas? How long do you do them for?
Don't ask me. I have a book that says
Well,
how much.
that's what you're supposed to do. I just happen to know some of them by you know, in my head, but you know,
Yeah.
I love the aspect of taking something,
hmm
especially like the potatoes. I was running through potatoes all the time. Plus, I'd forget about them and they'd sit in there. And
Yeah.
then the next thing you know, I could have
Yeah.
stuck them in the ground because
Yeah.
there's a chute on them that long.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, I thought I kept you in a dark place. I
And mine
mean,
are in a dark, cool, covered up with the paper bags, and they still grow.
right.
Still
You
do it.
know, and I'm sitting there going, well, I only put you there 8 months ago. Why are you sprouting? You
Yeah.
know, so I have
I
started.
even tried the metal garbage can with hay, where you store them in that.
Yeah,
That
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
yeah, they
didn't
Never.
still
work.
no, it didn't work. They still started growing sprouts. I don't know what.
Hmm.
So now that I can can them, I'm going to try that. So I won't
If
waste
Well,
them.
let me
if you
give you
plant one, if you put one in the ground, how many does it produce? I have no idea.
It's according to how many eyes it has on it, and it takes forever. Potatoes are
120 days.
there. It takes a long time, and then you come out with a little potato. If you haven't, you got to put it in a great big mound where it
Yep.
has room to. So I had some. I guess my biggest ones were about that big.
And you have to keep healing them up
Oh yeah,
and
they're
everything.
they're
So
not easy to grow. It's
Okay.
not something you can just like okra. Good gosh almighty, okra will grow by itself.
Squash.
I never could get my squash to grow.
Really?
Yep,
Wow.
3 years in a row, and I think it has to do with the soil. You know,
Well,
I live on the
guys-
bluff.
Yep, she lives up on top of the hill. Well, guys, we appreciate you watching the show and listening to the show today. Thank you, Miss Ann, for round number 2.
I'll be back.
And oh yeah, you will be back.
Yeah, oh,
All
yeah.
right, guys, we thank you for watching the show. Appreciate you coming out and listening, and we will see y'all next week.
Second Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. Don't be scared, be prepared.